Linda did. Linda took the took the money, and I was saving the money for really I was saving that money for her anyway to buy her a van, and I hid it up under. You open your drawer, and you take an envelope and some tape, and you put it right here. And God told her where it was. Because one day at church, she said, stand up, I think she husband or something. I stood up. She said, Pastor look sharp, huh? I said, yeah. I bought that for him. She said, you see this new dress? I bought that, and Nene, stand up, Nene. You see that? And my husband ain't never asked me where I get the money from. Don't y'all wish y'all had a husband like that? They said, yeah. And I'm just sitting, by that time I sit back down. I'm just looking, I'm like saying, oh, why is she talking like that? And she said, and he ain't never asked me where I got the money from. Ain't that right, husband? I said, no, I ain't. I said, I wasn't worrying about that. She said, you want to know where I got it from? And I just, since you want to tell me, yeah, I said, yeah. She said, I got the money from where you hid it at. She said, up under your drawer, to the whole church. And she said, you can't hide nothing from God. And God told me it was mine. I think that was about $15,000. A little more, 17,000, something like that. And but it was good that she took it, because the devil probably was letting me build that money up. And one day he was gonna just, okay, you got the urge now. Go use it. Take that money. She don't know it's there. So you gonna spend it all, she'll never know. And so, but she didn't steal it because it was hers. But I ain't never had a woman to steal no money from me. Don't go and I never that I know of. So I don't worry about you taking no money. That's not it. That's not it. I'm just so used to having it, and I'm not used to asking for it. I got to ask. I get upset. I mean, I got to ask for some money to go do something, and then if I feel like doing something for my wife, you know what I'm gonna do? Ask her for some money. Oh, baby, give me $30 because I see this pair of shoes or this dress, that I want to buy you. That's how that's gonna sound. That's not me surprising you with it or just go and get it because that's something I want to do. So and that's really the downfall. And I know that that's just something that the enemy is using for me not to allow you to handle the money. I know that. Because if we got it and I asked you for $30 for whatever, and you asked me for what, and I said, I seen something I wanted to buy you. I don't need it. I said, no, I don't care what you need. Give me $30 for all that money. And then you give it to me. I'm gonna go get it. But it's just the fact that I have to ask you for it. I'm okay with, like, when we go to a restaurant and all the money's on your card, or say per se that it's on my card and I let you use I let you hold my card, not use my card, but I let you hold my card. I don't worry about that. You just give me the card and I just pay the people and I just hand you the card back. That ain't nothing. I don't worry about that. People don't know. People just see you give me a card. Most let me tell you something. Most people anyway see a woman give the husband a card, first thing they gonna think, that's his card anyway. That's just the way people think in their mind. That's his card anyway. You know, she keeps it. She keeps the money. In the Bible, the woman kept the money in the Bible. You know, she done the buying. She done the buying. You know, with the money that the man earned. You know, her choice and her wisdom, you know, paved the way for both of them to get blessed. So I'm not concerned about that. You know, it's just a fact. It's just a fact of pride. You know, the Bible said pride comes before a fall, and it's true. It's true. You know, but it has nothing. It has nothing to do with going to a meeting, whatever the things that you would think that a person has to do to stop whatever addiction that they have. What they got to do is just they have to be ready that they want to stop, and that don't take but a minute. It might have took 2 years, 5 years, 10 years to get to that minute. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Till they get to that minute and say, "Oh, that's it. Man, forget it. You know, let's go on. I had that fun. I don't want to do it no more. You know, that's it." Well, it didn't take treatment center. It didn't take the 12 treatment centers, the 3 workshops, the 5 wives, the 2 kids, the cat, the dog. It took 2 minutes for him to sit on that sofa one night and say, "That's it. I done smoked my last weed, done drank my last alcohol, or whatever. I done my last." And the next day, the urge come, and he says, "I don't even want to do it no more. You a lie, Satan. I ain't doing it no more." You know. And then, you know, the pull, the tugs get weaker and weaker, because you getting stronger and stronger, and every time he tug, you pull it back. He tug, you pull it back. He said, "No," until Satan comes and he leaves you alone in that particular area. And that's really what happened to me. You know, I traded one addiction for another addiction. And I counsel people all the time, and I tell them, listen, don't get to a place where you trade one addiction for another addiction. You know, and many addicted people do that. You do that. You do. They will find another addiction. You know, it may not be gambling. And most of the time, I say 80% of drug addicts that was drug addicts, I say 80% of them changed to gambling. And you know, the other 20%, some went to sex, some went to, you know, other eating, you know, to where they big as a house, but they changed addiction. And the reason why you do that is because that you stop feeling that void spot, because there was a spot that if you don't put nothing there, then Satan gonna see that void spot, and he gonna drop something in that void spot for you to do. And you know, for me it was gambling, and at any time I felt like I can stop, you know, but you know, I was pretty good at it. I was winning. You know, one thing led to another. But you know, truth of the matter is, I did say when my wife found out, I'm gonna quit. I did say that, you know, and I kind of like was asking God, you know, God willing, you know, okay, you know, I know I can't hide it forever, you know, but you know, whenever. First I say I'm gonna quit it before she find out. And that's what I was telling myself. I'm gonna quit before she find out. You know, this gonna be my last week. This gonna be my last day. This gonna be my last day. Then you know, I won't do it for a week. Then I end up going back.